Hi, my name is Lorraine Ball, and I'm an author, a podcast host, and a business owner just like you. 24 years ago, when I started my business, I had a conversation with my brother, and I said, if it doesn't work out, I can always get another job. And he said, no, you can't. If you go into your business believing that you've got a fail-safe and a way out, you will never embrace your business fully. You gotta treat it like you're sailing to an island, and when you get there, you burn the boat so there's no way out. And that's what I want to talk about today. Committing to your business. Yes, you may still be working a part-time or a full-time job while you're getting your business up and running, but you've got to be willing to invest in that business. You've got to be willing to burn the boat. And then get ready to sail to the island. And the first thing you have to do is make sure that you pick the right island. And picking the right island is about looking at the total market. What's the possibility? Can you make enough money? Will your average sale be high enough to generate the revenue you need to be successful? And is there an opportunity for repeat business? You've got to be comfortable with the idea that everyone is not your customer. And this is one of the hardest things to do when you're starting out, because you're like, well, I can work with these people or I can work with these people. But you know what? Having multiple customers when you're just starting out is like trying to live on two islands. You're going to spend half your time driving back and forth or sailing back and forth between those two islands, and you're never going to really dig in and establish your home on either island. When you're looking for your island and you're trying to identify what really is a great customer for your business, one of the first things you need to do is really think about what kind of customers do you want to work with. There's a range of customers out there, and they fall in categories from too small to too large. Yes, there are customers that are too large. They're so big, they're going to have so many demands and requirements on you, and as you're starting out, that big customer may bury you. They may take over all of your capacity, and you won't have anything left to generate other business. It's great while you're working with them, but when they go away, so does your business. On the other hand, we want to help everybody. But there is a moment at which you have to figure out these customers are too small. They can't afford to pay me, and they take up as much time as the acceptable and my typical clients. And you have to be willing to let go of those customers too. The ones in the middle, acceptable? Not great, but they're good. Typical, these are the ones I normally work with. And keeping an eye out for those ideal, those customers that you ultimately really want to do business with. One of the things you'll find is that as your business grows, you're going to move up the food chain, and more of the ideal clients will become your typical. To get a really good handle on who you're going to work with, you want to begin to visualize that ideal customer. You want to bring them to life with a photograph and with characteristics that really define them. The benefit is it's easier to create marketing, to talk to that customer, and it's easier to identify them in the marketplace. One of the things that I'm offering to everyone who participates in this program is a free customer persona worksheet. This will allow you to build your customer persona, and it's available at thedigitaltoolbox.club/BBK. Okay, you've got your idea of who you want to work with. Now you're ready to map your island. You're starting to figure out Where are the potholes? Where are the obstacles? Where are the beautiful gardens that you really want to hang out? And in business, your roadmap are your long-term and your short-term plans. The long-term plan is the pie in the sky. It's the big goals. It's what the business is going to look like. It's how you're going to get there. How are you going to operate? How much money are you going to need? And how are you going to measure your progress? And a lot of businesses really hesitate to write that long-term plan because they're afraid that it's going to be too complicated and too difficult, and it doesn't have to be. You can start your business with a single one-page plan that just outlines the big ideas, and over time you add to it and you add to it and you add to it. And you know what? I've got a simple strategic plan in my Burn the Boats kit at digitaltoolbox.club/BBK. In addition to your big long-term plan, you need a short-term plan. You need to think about, yes, I want to have this kind of a business 5 years from now, but what am I going to do in the next week, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days that's going to get me there? How am I going to make little progress? How am I going to measure it? This is where you really need to think about realistic timelines. Yes, I want to have 10 employees in 2 years, but maybe I should hire 1 employee, get the business up and running, and then hire another and another. What's realistic? I'm going to sell my first $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, but maybe I'm not going to do it this month. What am I going to do this month? Realistic timelines. How are you going to measure your success? And then action plans. 90 days, 60 day, week, even daily. Getting up every morning and saying, you know what? Today I'm going to do this. And you've got to think about each of your objectives. I want to have this many customers. I want to have this much profit. In order to do that, I want to build a social media presence or a web presence. In order to do that, you need to think about what's going to get me there. I want to have 10 customers. In order to get 10 customers, I have to have 100 leads on my website. Well, how am I going to get those 100 leads? I'm going to advertise. I'm going to do social media. I'm going to have traffic to my website. How am I going to make those things happen? Not the big picture goal, but today's objective. I want to drive 100 people to my website. I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to post on social media, and I'm going to measure the results. You should measure your progress against all of your goals, all of your objectives. A KPI, a key performance indicator, tells you if you're driving in the right direction. And measuring your progress will tell you if you're getting close. Again, that simple strategic plan will help you get there. And next, you want to make friends with the natives. A lot of business owners are under this mistaken impression that they need to do it on their own. You are not alone. You should surround yourself with natives who can help you explore and conquer that island. Your tribe will include your employees, your referral partners, your advisory board. It will include your suppliers, the people that you're buying material from, and just other smart people. When I started my business, one of my friends he's an astronomer, he's a physicist. He didn't know anything about marketing, but he was a smart person. And so I would call him and say, hey, Richard, what do you think about this? Does this sound crazy? And he could give me a different perspective to look at my business. You need those smart people. Maybe you already know them, maybe they're already out there, or maybe you need to get out and network a little bit. Go to those Chamber of Commerce events, go to those luncheons and breakfasts. But when you go, remember that networking is about the connections. It's not about the sale. You are not going to sell something over rubber chicken or stale Danish, but you might find that great connection, that person who really can change your business. And you can build those relationships over time. One of my favorite relationships was a guy that I met at networking. He had a remodeling company. I had a marketing company. We had literally no overlap, but we enjoyed each other's company. We thought the same way. We laughed, we brainstormed, we talked about business issues, and you know what? When it came time for both of us to find offices, we decided to buy a building together. That little white house was home to both of our businesses, and it would never have happened if I hadn't been open to that networking conversation. Not sure how to get started with networking? You know what? There's a guide to better networking in my Burn the Boat kit, digitaltoolbox.club/burntheboat. And now you're ready to explore your island. You're ready to get out there and give it a try. Go to your island where you're going to create your business opportunities and commit. Don't be afraid to burn your boat and really dive in. Make sure you arm yourself with some tools. Customer persona worksheet, strategic plan outline, a networking guide, and you know what? I've even thrown in a web design planning guide. These tools won't solve all your business problems, but they will help you get started. And if you're looking for other marketing tips on a regular basis, check out my podcast, More Than a Few Words. Every week, I have conversations with marketing professionals and business owners from around the world. These short conversations run 10, 12 minutes, and you'll walk away with practical tips you can apply to your business. And so as you get ready to head out on your journey, I'm wishing you lots of success. Go ahead, sail to your island, and burn your boat.